course, whatever we are saying now, whatever reflections we have out there is sub judice. Certain individuals who are not saddled with the right not to be sued, like the president, the executive is, cannot even take certain action.
But just to be very clear, or is your forum, do you believe, ready to align with that position or not?
No, it's not about the belief of the forum. The forum is part of the party. We are the engine room of the party. So whatever happens in the party affects us as state chairman. We are the one in charge of the grassroots. We were there at the neck on the 27th. We were also there yesterday when Mr. President, our revered president, gave us advice. This advice is, of course, a heavy-duty advice. We also are aware of reports on the media about the comment coming from our national leader, Senator Ahmed Tinubu, and he's a very respectable gentleman. So all these decisions will be considered. Bearing in mind that a committee has already been set up. You can't preempt all those stuff. While we are now in a tight corner, are those who are impatient, who rush to court. Less than 30 days, they were already in court.
Can we ask, sorry, quickly, what part of your party's constitution did you rely on, or did the NEC rely on, to extend the tenure of the NWC by 1 year?
They rely on the section 13, the 13.3 or 13. That is that the NEC can act within a time before the National Convention is held. Anytime in between National Convention. By the way, the National Convention is the highest organ of the party. But in between National Convention, the NEC acts in place of National Convention. And in the matter of exigency, which Honorable has described, we have emergency going on. By the way, to point out, for 2 years, the opposition party PDP did not hold or have executive. And within that 2 years, they went into elections. They did primary. They even won elections somewhere.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Are you learning from the
No. We just pointed out that
PDP, or you're trying to say that this is not the first time it's being done?
No,
what precisely is the example
what we're pointing out is that you are presenting the matter as if to say that it never happened before. You have to look at the political sphere.
Yeah, because I'm looking at your party's constitution. Article 17, which talks about tenure of office, is very clear.
Correct.
So you say you're relying on Article 13?
Yes, Article 13, and I can come. I don't have it right here with me, but
13B.
13B. If you look at it, a NEC acts in place of the National Convention, in between the National Convention, and in this case, the doctrine of necessity. We have election coming up in August. Now we have time of office expiring in June. And then we are supposed to organize congresses from the ward all the way to state and national convention. And then we are supposed to also organize primaries for all the elective offices. So invoking the relevant sections, we say the best thing to do is to give a little bit of delay. Now, it's an expression. He pointed it out. I want to point it out very well. There's still supposed to be a mechanism on how to achieve that. But what brought us here now, why it seemed to be a matter of urgency, are just those who don't want to wait.
Honorable Member, before we close, I really want to look at the political ramifications of this decision, or of this bombshell announcement by the President, rather. When you take a look at it, you have some people that have said, look, this is the President essentially sacrificing potentially his own if he has an ambition to be re-elected, his own potential nomination, to strengthen the party and to heal the divides by bringing up these congresses. On the other hand, some people are saying that, look, he's taken a decision between either the support of the national leader, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, or the national chairman, John Oyegun. What are your thoughts on that, and what do you think the ramifications are for the president's ambition, or if he has one?
Well, you see, I think when I last appeared here, I answered the question about Mr. President's ambition. His own concern is completion of the 4-year mandate given to him, and to see that he has done it maximally, the fulfillment of the promises taken. That is his major concern. You remember when you asked me that it is right that he didn't make declaration? And that is my answer. Now, that also answers. So, Mr. President's interest is not whether to be 2019 is not actually as of now, though it could be there, but we are close to be there to make declaration when party primaries could be held. Now, having said that, so Mr. President has really demonstrated that though a converted Democrat, I think he is becoming more democratic than the born Democrats by coming out to really emphasize on the rule of law. And like I said, if the president probably has the mandate and the constitutional prerequisite of the NEC, that could have been a blanket statement. It will have sufficed it. That is why we said whatever he says is advisory. And I'm telling you, the NEC will never wash away what Mr. President says. And we thank God that Mr. President gave this advice in the open. He did not call them, which he could have called them silently and advised them. But the mere fact that he came out to have said it, he has cultivated. In fact, he did it, I can use the word in court, deliberately to cultivate people and to canvass people support. And he has already gotten it.
It's a fine place to leave it. You have told us to wait till June before we eventually judge whether the NEC is contravening its own constitution, yes, or let's see what the way forward will be. We have to thank you, gentlemen, for coming on Sunrise Daily. Honorable Yunus Abubakar, a member of the All Progressives Congress and also a member of the House of Representatives, thank you. And Dr. Ben Wonye, we also thank you. He is the chairman of the APC in Enugu State and also the Secretary Forum of APC State Chairman. Sunrise Daily continues in just a moment. Please stay with us.